I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build an AI chatbot for your business that can answer customer questions and it can automate customer support for you using AI. It understands everything about your business. You don't need to learn how to code. It's a no-code solution and it's incredibly easy to get set up. This is what the chatbot's going to look like. You can turn off support ticketing, but we're going to be talking about the chatbot section of this to start off with. And it's basically going to be able to answer customers' questions by reading every single page of your website. And what it's going to do is actually ask if it can collect your email address. So you can start gathering leads from people who visit your website that you can then download and use to retarget. And you can see that the chatbot responds incredibly quickly. And the reason it does this is because it's building its own custom memory. It can recommend links to people, it can recommend products, and it can manage support ticketing, giving away your email address, any important information for people to be able to get in contact with support, and it can then prioritize those support tickets. And all of this is built into a very easy to use software. So if you click on the top link down below in the description, we're going to start a free trial with ChatIQ, and I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know to get started. When you click on start a free trial, you're going to be taken to this page here. Go ahead and sign up for an account, put in your email, your password, your full name, or start an account using Google. Then it's going to ask you to put your card details to start a free trial. Put your card details in. It's not going to charge you anything. Don't worry about that. You can cancel your trial in the account if you decide you don't want to use the software anymore. It's going to take a second to load, and then it's going to move you into the ChatIQ dashboard. Now, you can see here, I've already built a couple of chatbots. Your account may look slightly different, but don't worry. Don't get concerned. Don't get scared. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know. The first thing you need to know is the data feed. The data feed is an area where you give context to your chatbot. So assuming that you only have one website and one business, you're only going to want to create one chatbot. And the information that that chatbot uses can be uploaded to ChatIQ. So for example, if we come to the upload data section, you'll have a big button that say upload data. You can see there's three ways that we can add context data to our chatbot. And I want you to think of this software as a file manager. When you upload files to ChatIQ, you can then pick and choose which files you then use to create chatbots from. So you can upload PDF files if you want to. You can upload or scrape your entire website, or you can just upload text files. Now, when you scrape your website, it's going to find every single page on your website. So if you've got a Shopify store, you can see here, I've already done this with the sample website. It's got all of the products listed from that website. But it may be, for example, let me just filter this by test so you can see all of the data from one chatbot. And actually, let's just look at the text files. It may be, for example, that it doesn't scrape all of the data. Some pages on some websites can't be scraped, so you may want to custom add in extra information. And I've done this here where I've taken the shipping policy, FAQ page, refund policy. You can also add in things like discount codes and a little bit of extra information if you want to. You can then use all of this as context for your chatbot. So let me just do an example here. We're just going to upload some test data. I'm just going to fill it out with some text like this. We can tag our data, and then we can automatically add it directly to a chatbot once we've got a chatbot built. So you can see I've got two chatbots already built, but we'll go through the chatbot building in a second. For now, I just want you to understand the data feed. So now what it's done is it's taken that text data, and if we come to the filter and we have a look at text, it's now uploaded that new data. There's one word that we've just uploaded, and that one word or that data is now able to be referenced by the chatbot. So for example, if you added in a frequently asked questions page or a document or an SOP document, then the chatbot could use that in its responses. The next thing we want to do is now build our chatbot. And this is incredibly easy to do. You can be very specific about what data you use in your chatbot. So for example, you can just click on the bits of data that you want to use. Alternatively, you can just select all of the data in your account. Then what we can also do is if we filtered the data, we can then select all the data filtered. So if we've got data for two businesses or two websites, we can build a chatbot for one website, get it set up and customized, and then build a chatbot for another website and get it set up and customized. Awesome. So once we've selected all that data, we're going to click on Create a Chatbot. We're going to give the chatbot a name and then an introduction message. So the introduction message is the first message that you see from your chatbot. So if I go onto this chatbot on ChatIQ's website, the hello, I'm ChatIQ, how can I help is the introduction message. You can change this once you've built your chatbot, so don't worry too much about this yet. If we want to, we can come into the files section, and you can see here I've got 65 files already selected. If I want to, I can go ahead and add additional data, but you can see here these are URLs from a different store, so I don't want to add this information if I'm not using it for my website. And then we're going to go ahead and build that chatbot. I'm not going to do it because I've already built one, but it's then going to show up here in your chatbots column. I've currently got 2 chatbots set up, but you'll only have 1. If we click on this icon here, it's going to take us directly to the chatbot playground, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time. Now, every single chatbot that you build in ChatIQ, you can come over to the launch section, copy this code here, and embed it into your website. And don't worry, I'll show you exactly how you can do that towards the end of the video as well. What you're going to want to do now is actually customize your chatbot, design it, and make sure that it's able to match your branding colors. And you can see I've already done this here. If I come to the chat with a section, you can see I've got the logo of my brand, I've got the introduction message that I want, and I've also customized the colors. If I ask a question, for example, what's the refund policy, it's going to come through with a black message button and white text. And the way you do this is just by using the design section. So we've got the banner message here, and the banner message is this greeting message here. So when you add it to your website, this is what people will see. And you can see there's an example one within ChatIQ. This is our support bot. This is what you're customizing here with the banner message. It's the first message that they can see. You can customize that. You can then customize the text in these sections here if you want to. I only recommend doing that if you're changing the language of your chatbot. Then we can now change the example user questions. And if I come into the chat with us section, you can see I've got what's the refund policy and track my order. Those are the 2 example questions that I can change. And now when I've embedded this onto my website, these are the prompt questions. And these are typically frequently asked questions, or these are the questions that you want people to ask. That way they can get the information quickly. And you can then tailor the responses for these questions. Once we've done that, we can then add in our logo. So I've added in the logo here for the icons at the top here and also on the homepage of the chatbot. You can also change the widget logo, and in this case I've just added the same logo. Here I've got it set as the ChatIQ logo, and that is basically what we're changing. This is the widget logo here, so you can adjust that to whatever you want. We can change the chatbot language and the colors. So if we wanted to, we can adjust the user bubble, which is, if we go up to here, this is the user bubble, which is in black, and the user text, which is in white. So now we've branded our chatbot. The next thing we need to do is add custom instructions and make sure the chatbot is able to understand exactly what our business does and what it's supposed to do. Remember, it doesn't have any context about your business yet. It only knows that it can read information about your business. It doesn't know what it's there for, other than the fact it's a very basic customer service chatbot. So there are 4 sections that you can fill out. You don't need to fill all of them out. You can play around with them. You can add a little bit of information if you want to. You can see here, I've added this. I said your number 1 job is to increase conversion rates. I've been playing around with a little bit of extra information. You can pause and you can read why I've done this. I've basically given it a bit of an example here, and the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to see if I can get it to increase conversion rates on a website. So it's able to read the product pages. If we come to the data section quickly, you can see this is all the data that the chatbot's using. So what I've done is I've given it the ability to be able to recommend products to people based on their concerns. And if it knows there's a product, if somebody's asking about dry skin, for example, it may know that there's a product that it can recommend. And that's what I'm trying to do here. We've got a hallucination fixer, and if there's any problems with the responses, I typically recommend you update the hallucination fixer with a little bit of context as what the chatbot should do or should not do. Hallucination is a big problem with AI, but within ChatIQ, you can very easily deal with this by adjusting the responses from the chatbot, and I'll show you how to do this in a minute. We can also add contact details. So I've added in the contact email address, shipping policies, refund policies. If there's any links or important links that people need to find, like I need to upgrade or tracking links, for example, add all of these to the business contact details, and any important links should be in this section here. And this just means the chatbot is able to use this in all of its responses and make sure that it's giving away the right information. Ticketing. This is really where ChatIQ gets very, very advanced, because not only can it just answer customers' questions, but it can hand that conversation off to a support ticketing system, which is 100% automated. And I'm going to show you towards the end of this video how you can set up those automations using SendGrid. But if we turn off ticketing, if we go back to the homepage, we can make sure that we're not having ticketing as an option. So that way, now when we're talking to the chatbot, the only thing the customer can do is have a conversation with that chatbot. If we turn it back on again, there is an option to submit a support ticket. When we go to the support ticketing section, you can see here we have support ticket categories, and you can customize this depending on what you want for your business. There must be 3 categories. In this case, I've customized it for question, I want a bulk order, or I've got an issue with my order. Then you can add a bit of a description for each of these. So if you've got a general question, please submit here. If you'd like to order in bulk, or please let us know if you've got an order issue. So you can change what these are. And you can see if you come to our website and we come back to the support ticketing section, you can see I've got different ones on the chatbot for my own website. Once we've done that, make sure obviously you're saving all of the changes. But you may notice we have ticket notifications. So I'm going to quickly show you how this works. If we go to ticket notifications, it's going to take us to this section here. We can actually select the chatbot for which we're setting up custom notifications for each chatbot. And this is meant for support ticketing. So for example, if our chatbot gathers a support ticket that's high priority, for example, somebody wants a refund or they're going to dispute their order, ChatIQ will automatically prioritize that support ticket, and then it will send us an email notification to this email address here if that ticket is high priority. And in this case, I've turned on notifications for high, medium, and low priority. This just means we're able to deal with support tickets as and when they come in, and we can prioritize which tickets that we focus on. So what happens now when somebody submits a support ticket? Well, if we come to the ticketing section here, you can see I've already submitted a sample support ticket. And I want you to understand here that this is just the back-end dashboard for you as a business owner. You can see all of this information, but your customers can't see this information. So within the support ticketing section, if somebody were to submit a support ticket on your website through the chatbot that you've just created and embedded, whether it's on a front-facing website or within your products, then you can see that information within ticketing. We can filter this by the chatbot. So you can see this chatbot here has got 2 support tickets. The chatbot that we're currently working on has only got 1 support ticket. Currently, if we look at ticket status, we've got 1 open ticket. If we have a look, there are no closed tickets. Now we can open this ticket and we can see more information about the support ticket that this customer submitted. So we've got the customer's name, and obviously this is a sample support ticket. We've got the customer's email, the language that they submitted in, the name of that customer again. What will happen is once we submit and close the support ticket, it's going to give us an estimation of how good we are at responding to the support ticket. So here at the moment, the response time is not applicable, but once it's done, it's probably going to say it's quite slow because the ticket has been active for 14,000 minutes. If this customer has submitted multiple tickets under the same email address, it will group all of them together. You can view all of the support tickets here. You can see how many unread tickets there are and the average response time for that customer. Then what we can do is actually manage this ticket. We can do more than just close it. So if we click on reply, it's going to give us the chat history and the conversation that they've been having with the chatbot. So they've asked about any gift boxes, and then they've asked if they can get a refund. They've asked about delivery costs, what's the cost to ship to Europe, what about the rest of the world, and obviously the chatbot is able to respond to all of these questions. You can see here, this is the support ticket the customer submitted, the priority is high, and the category that they submitted under. So in this case, it was an order issue. We can see when they submitted the support ticket, and here we can actually draft out a response to the support ticket using AI. So what we can do is we can actually give the AI a specific prompt to write the email for us in completion. So we can say, so what I've said here is tell the customer we need their order number and a picture of their order before we can issue a refund. We're going to send that directly to the AI, and the AI is then going to create an email for us. It's then put in the email address. We can actually get rid of any responses that we don't need. It's going to put in their name. It's going to draft out a response. You can see it's responded in a very professional voice. It said here, we need the following information from you: order number and a picture of the product, a clear picture of the product you received. This will help us evaluate the issue and expedite the refund process. We can then clear any other information that we don't need, and we can just put in our email here. And now, if we click on send email, we have the option to send it via all of these here. If we send it via Gmail, it's going to open up our Gmail client and fill in the email information for us. But if we click on send grid, we can actually send it directly to the customer. And I'll show you how to get that set up now. So we're going to come to the settings section here. We're going to come to integrations, and we're going to set up our send grid API key. We're going to put in the send from email and the send from name. Now, if you have SendGrid already set up, you can go ahead and fill in this information. And then what will happen is when we come back to the support ticket and we reply to that support ticket, we'll be able to send directly from within the ChatIQ client. We'll never need to leave ChatIQ, and it will deal with your emails and just send everything out to the customer. We'll come back to setting up that integration at the end of this video. But now I want to go back to the chatbot section and show you how you can actually train the chatbot and make sure it's responding in the way that you want it to. So it needs to be able to understand everything about your business, and we've handled that by uploading data. But if we come to the AI reply section, there's a few frequently asked questions that might be able to help you out if you've got a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to ask it to recommend me a product for dry skin. And it's going to go ahead and read all of the product pages, and it's going to find us a specific product that could be useful for us. And there's a load of different things that we can do to change how it's responding. You can see here it's taking a little bit of time to draft out its first response. But once it's drafted that response, it adds it to a custom memory. And that custom memory will then be referenced every single time somebody then asks the same question. Again, increasing response times. And I'll show you an example of this. If I now copy that question and I ask the chatbot again, let me just close this email contact information. If I ask that same question again, you can see the chatbot responds in a matter of seconds, significantly quicker than it did the first time round. It's using exactly the same reply that it got from the previous response. Now, if we find that we don't like this response, we can actually click the Adjust Response button. And let's say, for example, we want to reformat it. We're going to add in a line break here. And we want to add in the option for somebody to go to our website. We can actually do this. We can add in square brackets and we can say click here. And then at the end of it, we can add in www. whatever our website is, and then it's going to add a hyperlink to the word click here. We could just put in the URL if we wanted to, and then we'd just send that URL. And you'll see here in a second, once it's updated the memory, this response has now been updated. And if we click on this button here, it's going to take us to that specific link. Now we're going to refresh the page, and I'm going to show you that the response is the same. The new updated response is going to come through when we ask that same question from the chatbot. And obviously you can make sure that you tailor the responses in whichever way that you want to make sure the chatbot responds consistently every single time. If you want to clear the chatbot's history, just refresh the page. I will add a button that will allow you to do this within the editor as well. So now we've got the first question in there, and I recommend you set up about 20 or 30 different questions. It's going to go ahead and it's going to read the information that it's got available to it. And in this case, it says, please refer to our refund policy at this link. It's taken me directly to the website's refund policy. Then what it's done is it's given me an email address that I can contact. But what I may want to do is actually get this to be able to submit a support ticket. And in that case, if we come to the Adjust Response section, all we need to do is write this phrase at the end of our message response, which is CMD handoff. And these are custom commands for custom buttons that we can add to the chatbot's response. If we add these custom buttons and we update the response, you can see here there will be an additional button at the bottom that says submit a ticket. If we submit a ticket, we're obviously going to be able to go directly to the support ticketing category. Awesome. So now we've started to tailor the responses from our chatbot. How do we actually embed this into our website? Well, it's actually very easy. If we come to the launch section here, the chatbot's now ready to go. We're happy with all the responses. We've given it enough training data. We're then going to copy this code, and then we're going to go to our Shopify store. We're going to then log into Shopify. And then once you get to your Shopify admin, we're going to head down to this section here where we go to the online store. And this is different for every different website. This is different from most website builders, but it's basically the same thing. We're going to come to the edit code section, and then we're going to find the theme.liquid. Now, if you're using something like Webflow, it's very, very easy. Just go to the custom code section and you can add in the code beneath the head tracking code. So this is the head tracking code here. All we need to do is paste in that embed code. And you can see I've already got one embedded for this website. And I'll show you an example of what this looks like. So once we've done that, we just save it, and then it'll be live on our website. So if we come back to the chatbot builder, you can see I've actually got two separate chatbots. And this one I've actually embedded into a sample website to show you what it looks like. If we preview this online store, it's going to take you to the website. And you can see down here, we've already got the chatbot set up and integrated into this website. And we can already talk to this chatbot. And this one's customized and tailored on all the information from this website. And you can see this is a response from the chatbot. If I ask it something along the lines of, I can get it to give me answers to questions, and it can also gather information. It can gather lead information from customers. It can give away contact information, phone numbers, the link to go ahead and look at order tracking. If I click that link, it's going to take me to the specific tracking link for my website. I can go ahead and submit a support ticket if I wanted to. And then when I come back into ChatIQ, I can then see the conversations that people have had with my chatbot. So if I come here, you can see I've just asked it these questions. What's the refund policy, and track my order? This is the live conversation that I've just had on the website. And as a business owner, I can see these conversations happening in real time in my dashboard. If I find that I don't like the response from the chatbot, all I need to do is take that question, and I will make this easier. But for now, if you copy this question, come back to the chatbot playground, we can chat with the chatbot. take that question, send it to the chatbot. It will then generate the response for me. All I need to do now is adjust that response and make any changes to it that I want to make. And now, anytime somebody asks that question again in the future, it will use the updated response. So finally, I want to show you how you can get integrated with SendGrid. So I've just logged into a demo SendGrid account. All we're going to do is come down to settings and then API keys. We're going to create an API key. We're going to just give it a name. So I'm going to call this one test. We're going to just set it up as full access for now. We're going to click on create, and then we're going to copy this API key. This is what we're going to use to make sure the chatbot is able to send emails, or the support ticketing system can use our SendGrid account to send emails to the customers. And that way support ticketing can be basically completely automated. Now what we do is come to the settings section in our ChatIQ dashboard, come back to integrations. We're going to paste in the API key here. And if you ever get confused, there is a video tutorial that you can watch which will walk you through this. The send from email is the email that's linked to your SendGrid account. So if your SendGrid account in this case is going to be help@chatiq.ai. So if you have got your customer service email set up for your SendGrid, then this will be the email address that it's come from. And I'm just going to set this up as ChatIQ support. And then this is the name that it's going to come from. We can then actually send a test email to see what this looks like. So I'm just going to set up a random email. We're going to send this email to my random email. We're going to send a test email, and now we're going to go ahead and check that email account. You can see that email has come through here, and if we open it up, we've got that test email. This is just to show you what it would look like. It's come from ChatIQ support, and it's come from help@chatiq.ai. So now, when we come into our dashboard and we're responding to support tickets, you'll see when we click on reply and we send the email, we're now able to send via SendGrid. And when we click this button, it's going to automatically send the email to this email address from the email that we have set up in SendGrid. So now, once we're done with that, we can close that support ticket, and now we have dealt with that customer's concern. Everything has been automated by AI. The only thing that we needed to do was click on send email. Everything else has been done for us. So if you want to get set up, the software is linked down below in the description. It's chatiq.ai. And like I say, you can build your own custom support chatbot. If you've got any questions, let us know down below in the comments.